All right, we are officially off power, and we are going to be off power for about 3 full days. We're going to find out how well does the 600 amp hours of those LiFePO4 lithium batteries do. And we're going to bring you along for it, and then I'll just be checking in periodically with you to see where we're at. Right now it's saying 10 days, but we are getting a little bit of solar, and quite honestly right now there's really nothing on in the trailer. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're new to our channel, we recently installed a 450 watt solar panel. We put in the 3000 watt Victron Multi-Plus 2 inverter charger, and we had hooked that up to our 200 amp hours of Battleborn battery. Just recently we went ahead, took those out, and we have upgraded to 600 amp hours of LiFePO batteries. Now, we bought those batteries for $1,860 including tax, had free shipping on them, and so we're going to find out 600 amp hours over 3 days, will that last? Now, the big draw on 12 volt for us, it's going to be our 12 volt refrigerator. Otherwise, not much there. But having that inverter, we're going to be able to do things like make coffee, blow dry hair, microwave things, and it's going to be cool this weekend. But theoretically, if we wanted to, we could actually flip on the AC. Not for a long time, but we could definitely cool it off if we needed to. So we'll check back in. We're on the road, and we'll see when we get to our destination for tonight where we're at battery-wise. 9 p.m. we've arrived, and batteries are 100%. Now, I should say, I shut the inverter off. I couldn't see running down the road with the inverter on. Serves no purpose. So now we're going to need to turn the inverter on because we haven't had dinner yet. Dinner's going. We're running the microwave off of the inverter, and it looks like it's not really doing much to our batteries. So I'll only have to cook this meal for 8 minutes, so that shouldn't be bad at all. Dinner's done, and it looks like we've only used 3% of our total battery bank. So I guess that's not too bad. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'll check back in the morning and let you know where we're at. We're going to eat, and then we're going to bed. Good morning, everyone. Slept well, even though it's a little loud, the highway. So this morning, we are still at 93%. So we lost about 3% overnight because I left the inverter on. And the reason I left the inverter on is, if you don't know, our RV came with no USBs. So I wanted to leave the inverter on so that we could charge up our devices. So I don't think that's bad to leave that big 3000 watt inverter running all night long to only lose 3%. So 3% of 600 amp hours, 18 amp hours, is that right? I am headed in to place a breakfast order. Huge thank you to Sue and Bob. We really appreciate this. You did not need to do that, but it was very thoughtful of you. And so we're having breakfast compliments of Sue and Bob. Get some breakfast, and then we'll get on the road. Now, I'm seeing what appears to be some clear skies, which means maybe we can get those batteries charged right back up. And poof, just like that, we have breakfast. All right, we have arrived. And even though we were getting sun the whole trip, I forgot to shut the inverter off. So we lost, it looks like, about 4%. It looks like we're down to 89% battery. So I don't know if there was something else on in the trailer that would have been pulling off of the inverter. And not really sure, or it just could have been the refrigerator running. So I should have probably shut that inverter off because there was no need to have it on during travel. But the whole point of this video and this trip is to kind of see what we can do with this. This is our site, and you can see, yeah, you can get a lot of sun through that. And that's the problem with state parks. Usually they're beautiful, but if you're trying to get solar, they're not the best place. I had a real hard time with this site. It really dips down. I have 5 inches of clearance, but there was a couple times because you have to come in at an angle and you're dipping. It was a little touch and go. And you have rocks over here, and trees to navigate, but I guess that's not the point of this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish setting up, and then we'll check back in later on power. I should mention, we did bring the Honda generator. So if we get into a situation tomorrow or Sunday morning, we can always fire up the generator. Hoping not to, but we'll see. It's 10 after 5, and we're still at 88%. So honestly, we really haven't done much in there this afternoon. Just 12 volt stuff. I did turn the inverter on just because we needed it for some reason. I don't know why. So a little bit of a drain with that, but we only have to make it another less than 48 hours. So I'd say we're in pretty good shape. So it's 10:45, and we are still at 85% battery. Now, we didn't do a lot today. The inverter has been on all day. I just haven't shut it off. honestly, we just haven't really used much because we've been out. We had dinner with friends at their campsite, and then we were just hanging out in here for a while. We haven't really even watched TV today. We're going to call it a night for tonight. We'll see where we're at first thing in the morning. Good morning, everyone. So overnight we dropped to 82%. Not too bad. At noon today, we'll be coming up on 48 hours. It's currently 9:30 this morning, so it's rainy outside and miserable. But I did have some of those little Pillsbury cinnamon rolls that I wanted to bake off. Now, under normal circumstances, you'd probably just use the propane oven and bake them, and that way you wouldn't have to worry about your batteries. But because ultimately we are trying to put these batteries to the test, I decided to get out the Ninja air fryer, baker, toaster oven type thing. And you might say, well, why would you even bother with that if you're on batteries? Well, if you wanted to use the air fryer, let's say you wanted to throw something in like French fries and do them, I just wanted to know, could we? So I went ahead and baked this morning on 375 for 17 minutes, and we lost about 6%, but honestly, not too bad considering. So I think we're in pretty good shape today. I'm going to hopefully watch some TV this afternoon because it's Saturday, which means it's football, and that does draw a little bit. It's not a 12-volt TV they put in. They put in a regular 110 TV, and so it does do a little draw, but I don't think we're going to have any issues at this point getting through to tomorrow. So just thought I'd update you. We'll check back in this afternoon, see where we're at. Oh, not the kind of weather you normally like when you're camping. It's rainy out now and a little damp and chilly. We're back. We went this morning over to Kentucky. That's the Frank Lloyd Wright house. We did the tour. $30 a person, a little pricey. It was kind of interesting, though. Wouldn't be my choice of houses, but it's definitely in a pretty location. So when we got back, I made a pot of coffee just because it's chilly, and we are still sitting at 70%. So real happy with that performance. The one thing that I thought was interesting as I was looking at it was we've used like 186 amp hours. And the only reason that's interesting is we only had 200 before we upgraded to the Lifetime batteries. So I would be in a panic right now if we had those. But with the 600 amp hours, we are looking pretty good. And we just need to get by till probably, I'll say 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And we have a 4-hour drive. So if there's any sun tomorrow, which at this point, I'm not real optimistic. But if there is, obviously that'll help to put a little bit back in. Good morning, everyone. So last night, well, we didn't get to bed till midnight because, well, we had a little like party here in the trailer, I guess. We did a blind bourbon tasting competition, had 4 Buffalo Trace products, and we had to guess, and I came in 3rd place. So got my Eagle Rare and Blanton's mixed up. But anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is because I forgot to record last night, but I did at one point look at it because a couple of the guys that were here were asking where we were at, and we were at about 66%. So overnight, we lost about 6%, and I think that's because it was fairly cool out last night, so the furnace was kicking on a little bit more, and you got your blower that obviously uses electricity, even though it's a propane furnace. So this morning we're at 60%, looking good. Cloudy out, not getting any sun, obviously, still, but later today, we will arrive at our next RV spot and plug in. And when we get there, we'll see exactly where we're at after that travel. We are coming up on 69 hours that we have not been plugged in with our batteries. Pretty happy so far. I'm going to go get a quick shower, and then I will check back in with you later today, and we'll wrap this up and see where we end up when we're completely done and plugged back in. Well, we made it to our campground finally, and I just took the final reading, 57%. So I left the inverter on during travel. Again, probably losing some there. I think we were at 58% this morning after we made coffee, hair dryer, things like that. So we actually lost a little, but we didn't get much sun today, to be honest. It kept raining on and off, and so never enough to really put charge in. But we're plugged in. We'll get the batteries charged up. Overall, am I happy with these batteries after one test? Absolutely. I'm thrilled to have that much power and not have to worry and do whatever we wanted in the trailer. It's absolutely fabulous. How well will they last long term? I can't tell you that. You're just gonna have to stay tuned for the next year, 2 or 3 to find out. But I do know at this point, for the $1,860 we spent to get 600 amp hours, I'm happy. Now, if you didn't see where we installed those, I'm gonna go ahead and link that video. Check it out, and until next time, everybody, we'll see you on down the road. Bye.
Travels with Delaney. We'll see you on down the road.